That was awesome to see. That is going to do it.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Halo Championship Series Season 1 Finals live from Boston, Massachusetts here at PAX East. I'm Golden Boy, joined by the one and only Bravo, as we're going to call the action for this great matchup, Denial versus Str8 Rippin.
It's going to be a great matchup here. Of course, Denial coming hot off of a few good performances towards the end of the season. Str8 Rippin yet to break into the top 4 on LAN.
Yep.
Of course, this is going to be their first test. If you're on the Denial side, you're expecting to advance in the winner's bracket, but if you're on the Str8 Rippin side, you want to make a statement here.
That's right. Taking a look at the bracket here, of course, is we saw Cloud9 defeat Optic Gaming in a grueling series that went all the way to Game 5. Now they face off against Evil Geniuses in the winner bracket semifinals. Now, Denial eSports and Str8 Rippin will face off. The winner will face off against CLG and Elevate. Lots of face-offs.
Yeah, we have a lot of great matches today. You and I were just talking during the break. Of course, when you're watching the season finals, it's nothing but incredible matchups. Even when you drop down to the losers bracket, there's going to be quite a fight down there as well.
Oh,
so
yeah, for sure.
While we're of course going to be watching to see which team advances here in the winners, equally important is whichever team drops into the losers. They're now only one series away from elimination.
Yeah, that's right. It's you know, definitely something that these players they knew coming into this, right? I mean, it's time to bring it pretty much at this point, right? You know, and for Str8 Rippin, this is a test, really more so than anything else. A lot of people have just been doubting the you know, commitment to the HCS that Str8 Rippin you know, has. This is their opportunity. This is their time to shine. Denial eSports, though, will not make this easy by any means whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying, I think Str8 Rippin, they have a lot to prove here. I mean, they're a talented squad. As we now here look at this Denial roster, you see Denial, a team that we saw win UGC. We know what they're capable of. If they're playing their game, they are certainly tough to beat here with, as you're looking on your screen, Cloud, Ryan Noob, and Chig now, and Mikwin with Coach Spikemouth in the back.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and take a closer look at Denial. Combination is a real deadly combo here, and that shotgun's gonna find a player. Wait a minute, he hasn't finished it up just yet. The double kill for him. Bomb pushing forward, and right in there with a shotgun. He gets the triple kill. Can he?
The map is that his team was spawning across the map. They're gonna be able to make sure that his team keeps the lead here. Denial eSports is up 108 to 88, and
blue as well, so they're going to have 2 up there, and then Cloud is going to be sniped too.
Here comes the push here. Looks like Heinz trying to push across top middle. He gets taken out. Shake picks up the double kill point.
He's been the guy really keeping him
This
in
is still the battle right here. Royal 2 and
opening has been created, and they know World 2 is a player with the snipe.
He can continue to do damage with it, finds Ogre 2, and he actually chooses to battle people who
because at that point, those lanes are just going to open up. That's going to be opportunity after opportunity.
Boy, when you go to the base in Warlord Bomb, you want to send at least 2 players.
Yeah, and of course, that's the perfect scenario, but we do have the...
They will guarantee to get this cap, so take their time, get the kills, and if he gets the kills on Heinz, this is guaranteed cap.
There you see them, Denial eSports, Cloud, Ryanoob, Chig, and Mikwin. First place finish at UGC, where they looked, I mean, really just out of this world. Chig was that X factor for the team. They had Clutch, not the Clutch who's hosting here today, but another Clutch, you know, the Halo Clutch, who, you know, great player as well, but it was Chig. And Mikwin said that numerous times in the past, how much of a factor he plays into this team.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they're able to do here. Of course, on the other side of the stage, we do have Str8, Rippin, names that if you've been watching competitive Halo for a little while are no stranger to you, legit. And Nated there you see on your screen. Let's jump into the Str8 Rippin video, learn a little bit about those 4 players.
Goofy actually playing over by the rock, and that rock is definitely going to go.
8 seconds separate these two teams.
Oh my goodness, and Nate is going to play this one with the sword, able to get one.
Right now.
What's up, Hines? What's up, Hines? What's up, Hines?
There's Str8 pushing me.
Does pick up that rocket though, so that would be something that helps him out quite a bit with the double kill from Legit.
Being back, make no mistake about it.
Yeah, Legit.
They're in position to run this flag and potentially tie the game. Only a minute. Continue to kill one player at a time. They'll actually force that bottom spawn every time.
Bottom. They have gained the lead, and Legit is going to be able to. As well on Formal, and T-Squared looking over on the left side, trying to line it up, and he gets the sniper rifle. A beautiful shot there out of T-Squared.
I tell you what, this is the best form we've seen T-Squared in a while. He is ready to go. Hitting that headshot. Oh, right now, hitting this shot. He is now T-Squared flag in front of him now, engaging a player, going to try to stop that return. But PTA side is able to get that return. Not going to be the 50. They're sitting pretty, about to close out this match on Warlord. Nice shots there.
From actually advancing forward, finding one with the shotgun. A double kill with the shotgun there, making it control here. Right now, pressure though from forward. That's actually
Absolutely
amazing communication and intensity out of Str8 Rippin, but that double kill for Str8. There is Str8 Rippin, Nated, legit, Str8, and T-Squared, of course, their coach, Lammy.
Look at that 1,000-mile stare coming out of Lammy in the back. You know that he's ready to play this weekend.
Looks like
here.
the third head. It's just a creature that pops up behind him. One thing I got to point out, though, Str8 Rippin has the best beards in the business.
That's true. I mean,
right now.
We saw it in the video. We see it on the stage right now. They have some pretty serious beards in there, and they're ready to bring it.
Nated, fear the beard. That's it. Nated, I actually was talking about it earlier, man. He's taking care of it. He's grooming it. That's pressure. So here's the series layout, folks. You saw it before. We'll run through it again if you're just joining us for the first time. Warlord capture the flag will be the first matchup to kick things off. Shrine Slayer, followed by Lockdown King of the Hill, and if necessary, Shrine CTF and Warlord Slayer to close it out. And the game is loaded up here, Bravo.
Yeah, I'm excited to see which team is able to get control early here. We know how aggressive Denial can play. However, we also said that we know that Str8 Rippin needs to come ready to play against Denial, right? In the first few matches of this game, in the first few moments of this match, they're going to need to be able to apply the pressure.
That's right. So, going to switch over here. Of course, guys, we thank you so much for joining us here. As this has been quite the, I would have to say, it's been quite the day so far of competition.
I think that first play-in match, since we saw the actual wild card match, has been incredible matches since then. And like we said, so many incredible matches left for the whole weekend. As a reminder, we're going to be here on this ESL stage all 3 days here at PAX East this weekend. It's exciting to be here in Boston. We've got about 100,000 attendees here who are hanging out and also checking out Halo action. So excited to kick this off. Golden Boy, who do you want to start with?
I think we got to go ahead and kick it off with Mikwin, man. He's going to be my player to watch here. I think, again, a big fan of Mikwin, always have been, always will be. And, just so proud of him after UGC. But this is the team that's thinking about the finish line here, right?
Oh, my.
Nice shotgun.
I love that play there right there. He knew he was not going to get the camo, so rather than try to challenge that, instead just neutralizes it, and they're going to burn that camo. So Denial pushing in to Str8 Rippin's base right here off the break.
Yeah, looking good already, and that's the thing about Denial, man, that's just you know, their teamwork, their communication has been something that you just cannot doubt, man. It's been evident since UGC. This is a whole new team. This is not the same squad we saw at Iron Gaming. Since then, man, they've just been on a roll. While Gamers for Giving was not their best showing as a unit, still, you have to fear them. And if you're straight ripping, man, Mikwin is one of those guys you need to shut down.
Yeah, I like what I saw from Mikwin there, just staying alive in his opponent's base for a while. Now we're switching on here over to Chig, who sees 2 opponents in his own base. So he's going to try to hold down this side flag, of course, which is so important.
Yeah, and let's see, you know, if Chig's going to be able to get this kill. I know he cannot. Ryan Noob, though, will find one. He is going to have no shields and continue to hold down the yellow side, which is something that, you know, you always want to see players do. You want to see that control on the other side, you know, the side bases, so to speak, yellow and green. Ryan Noob, though, pushing out, and he gets educated as to why that was a bad idea. But even then, though,
oh my, Mikwin coming around the corner trying to take an opponent with no shields, but actually he is dropped, and it looks like that was Nated who did that damage, but Chig does have the camo in hand, picking up that first kill.
Let's see what he can do with this there. Gonna find Str8 in front of him. He's gonna get the assist with that. And really, with the camo, and you know, he doesn't have a power weapon, he doesn't have a shotty, or he doesn't have a sentinel beam. So really, he's just trying to be a pain and just move around the map willy-nilly as best he possibly can and cause problems, right? While he was able to do that for a little while, you know, the damage was certainly done there. Switching over to Ryanu's perspective.
And I have to say, look at these brand new Denial jerseys. These are looking good.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. I'm glad. I actually yelled at Robbie the other day. I was like, you got to get these boys some jerseys, man. They haven't had for 2 events. Yeah. So looking over here at Str8, Straight Rippin's Str8, who finds cut in front, but won't be able to do anything with that.
Nated was on it. Let's go over to Legit. We'll see if he's able to stay alive. Nated was on a tear. That flag looks like actually both flags are going to go back right there. Yep. Both flags are back at home, so no one able to get a grab out of that. But Nated was on a tear right there with that shotgun, able to keep Denial at bay. Yeah,
and Nated is that guy that needs to show up here, Bravo. This is his event, you know, like, or this is the event to do it, right? Yep. He's been that player that everyone feels, you know, he's just naturally gifted, just such a talent. But you know what? He needs that extra push over the hill there to greatness. And I think that, you know, this team, as focused as they are, if you're talking to T-Squared at Gamers for Giving, this could be it.
Yeah, now Str8 gets taken down, so does Nated, but you see the intensity on their faces during these death screens as each of them fall. They want to stay in this match. They know they have a lot to fight for here. Str8 does not want to go to the loser's bracket round 1.
No, not at all. I mean, that goes without saying, right? But Nated, of course, will be inside the enemy base. I have to say, man, they've been getting in there and pulling those flags. So they're in the face of Denial, and that's something that I would not have thought, you know, at Gamers for Giving. But again, this event, this team, they've practiced. They know that they had to make it work no matter what the, you know, circumstances may be, because they're playing for $100,000.
That's right. Now that flag is going to be reset. Looks like the other flag is still out, though. As you see, Denial has started that run. Ryan Noob actually has flag in hand, but no, a last-second flag reset, if I saw correctly. Yes, both flags back at home.
Legit was going to be there for the save, so a huge win for him. And I'm just shifting through Straight Rippin POVs here, and they are falling like flies. So let's jump over to the other side. Mikwin from Denial. He is going to have that shotgun too, so that's going to be very helpful for them in those close-range situations. Not necessarily at the top, though, as he gets picked.
We'll see if they can move this flag. They did just get to pull Ryan Noob now, moving the flag. He's starting to move that across. Goes, opts to move the flag across bottom green. However, he stopped. Let's go over to Cloud, who has the flag. He does have support from Chig, who also has camo.
Yeah, but he's going to get shot so many times from behind there. Not much he can really do. Chig gets wiped as well. Wow. That means that Ryan Noob's going to be the LMS here, last man standing in the situation. 4 down here as Straight Rippin is looking to make some moves. Nated has his flag. He's bringing it through the halfway point, that 50-yard line. He has teammates there for support as well. Can Nated make this one happen? Can they draw first blood here? And they manage to do so as Straight Rippin will put one on the board, 1-0.
Well, great job by Straight Rippin there to bounce back. You saw they had everything going against them, right? Flag was out. Denial had camo, but Straight Rippin neutralizes both of those threats. They move the flag across after doing a nice job taking out the enemy at their base.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out too, Bravo, is they were, every time someone was up, they would fall immediately. It was like they never really got anything going with the 4 of them as a unit, or even 3 of them, right? But you saw that happen there. As soon as Straight Rippin were able to get that confidence, or not even the confidence, but just be able to get that, you know, get the life going there, right? Stay up, utilize their respawns properly. They managed to put one on the board. Good stuff there from Straight.
Yeah, we'll see if they can keep up this momentum throughout that match. Picks up a kill on Ryan Noob, but might have also taken out teammate in the process, but picks up a double kill there as he jumps backwards. I like what I'm seeing here from Nated so far. Like you said, he's going to be a big X factor for them, not only in this first match, but through the tournament. Straight Rippin really needs needs his intensity.
Oh, without a doubt, man. Nated is that guy who just brings all that energy to the table. He manages to pick up a kill there as well on Ryan. Nated finding one. But still, that was a beautiful run there that he managed to put together.
Let's go back on over to the Denial side. They're down by 1, of course. However, after having won the tournament here just a few months ago, they know they have what it takes to do the same here when there's a total of $100,000 on the line, $50,000 going to first as they're trying to move this flag here, but Denial not really able to make anything happen just yet.
That was a double kill there for Ryan earlier. Cloud knows that flag was pulled. You hear the notification, protect your carrier there. Or protect their flag, because they know that it is out of the base here. Or excuse me, I apologize, not out of the base. They have to actually protect this, the flag pushing forward.
Miquin actually had that flag all the way across the map. I have to point out, again, Str8 Rippin with another return. So Str8 Rippin allowing around 5 to 6 flag pulls, I'd estimate, so far. However, only letting one go all the way, excuse me, not letting any go all the way as they're returning each flag that Denial pulls.
And it really has been those instances where like a player's just in that position for Str8, right, to just capitalize on it. It's been very, I would have to say, you know, if you're a Str8 Rippin fan, you're real happy to see that, right? They've been able 2 times now to just stop the flag from being capped. You know, when it was past that 50-yard line, that's something that Str8 Rippin has to be proud of here. They need to continue to do that, but they also need to prevent those situations from happening, because you can't rely on that all the time.
Yep, T-squared falls right there. Looks like Chig doing a nice job to pick up a few kills here as Nated tries to stay alive around his own base. Going to try to push out, checking right there cautiously, making sure no enemies are around, and that's not the case. Of course, you do not want to push out of your own base on Warlord if there are enemies behind you. That's what we're constantly trying to see each team do, really, is get control of their opponent's base.
That wild battle rifle there out of Nated. Not going to find much there. Jumping over to Chig's POV, and he's going to find T-squared in the front, and he will get picked, though. That will actually,
so Ryan
that
was. Grab that.
Yeah, it was Ryan. Oh, yeah, so here we go. Ryan is going to make this play happen here. He knows those shots are coming from the right as well, but he's right in front of his flag. He has a teammate by Medpack. That's going to be Chig with the toss-up, and that's going to be there for the Cat, making a 1-1. Denial answers right back.
Yeah, they tie this game up pretty quickly here. We've got 22 minutes left total. It looks like after a few minutes, only 2 total flags in. So a little bit slower game as Str8 Rippin now begins another pull.
This could be another miracle run for them here, right? To be able to come back into this matchup. Legit takes it up to the top.
But I have to say, yeah, Str8 does have the camo as well. That's going to be huge.
Oh, gets drained immediately. Now it's up to T-squared. Can't do much with that. That's going to be 4 down here. 2 down on the other side for Denial. So bear that in mind. They're not going to make any pushes happen just yet. They're going to be more concerned about getting those slays and then continuing to advance forward, because you just got to approach in waves.
That's right. Both flags are now back at home once again. So these teams are going to reset for just a moment here as we see the clock tick down to about 6 minutes left in regulation.
Legit here on your screen now as he's looking to just patrol, right? And see if anyone's going to get reckless, push through portals, and also give his teammates, you know, a good spawn too to be able to get into the action immediately here. Legit just continuing to patrol. So we'll actually come back to him a little bit later. Str8 though, on the other hand, he gets picked off. He had that Sentinel beam, which has been so effective in competitive play so far since its placement at the start of the season. Nated looking forward, finds one in front. That's going to be a hit marker for him. Can he follow this nade up, though, is the question. No.
Somehow stays alive. An impressive play out of Nated there to play the exact angles that he needed to on those pillars on the plat, staying alive still, and now pushing into the enemy's base here. Looks like he does have a melee ready and tees it up and gets that kill. Might go for a pull here.
Yeah, this is going to be a big run here for them, right? He gets it out to the platform. They got to navigate, or they got to, you know, sniff out where the spawns are going to be. But so long as he continues to put some hands on the flag, that's going to be a win for them. Nated brings this one through. Shades of what we saw at the start of this matchup here. Can this flag cap go through? But he's going to get picked. Who's going to be in the vicinity to make this cap happen, though? Seems like Str8 there with the shoddy camo combo.
Cloud is going to get that return.
And he got the return. Bravo. I mean, really, this is exactly what you wanted to match up at this point in the finals. Just so neck and neck.
That's got to be heartbreaking there for Str8 Rippin and the squad as they try to bring that flag back. And in the very last second, they had numbers. However, Denial gets a last-second pull and Cloud gets the return. We're still tied 1-1 here.
I have to say, man, the way Str8 Rippin's been playing, this is a completely different team. Yeah. Completely different. But there is going to be 4 down presently. T-squared now off the spawn. He's going to have to figure out what he wants to do here, because he knows that those 4 members of Denial will be coming at him with force. Luckily for him, he gets the side base, which means he can continue to lay down cover fire in his base and stop any kind of push.
My gosh, I love that angle. Look at him peeking between those pillars and cleaning up that kill. I want to ask the team if we have a listen available. We'll find out shortly if we can cut. I'd love to hear how Str8 Rippin is performing through this series now. Still tied 1-1 and 4.5 minutes left before the end of regulation. We could very well be heading into overtime.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised with the way this matchup has been going. You know, again, something to bear in mind too is this is not the same attitude that Str8 Rippin had at Gamers for Giving. This is a practice team, and when Str8 Rippin is practice, they mean business. I mean, look at this. You have, you know, just veterans across the board on the squad. Not to take anything away on the Denial side here, but you know, T-Squared has a lot of championships under his belt, right? So he's no stranger to that kind of success.
Yep, here they come now. Look at Squared pushing across the yellow nades. Takes a long way. We'll see if he can pick up this kill. And no, unfortunately, went around the nades to try to kill that player, but that flag is going to be returned again. So Str8 Rippin once again denied a flag cap.
Legit with that Sentinel beam, assists around for him as well, as he will try to support his squad. And the other thing that you want to remember too about that Sentinel beam, it just drains shields so quickly. Here goes that pull though, that's going to be naded with it. Actually, we're going to jump over to his POV, see what's going on, and he has to be careful. That flag does get returned though. And that will do that run for Str8.
Yeah, but the flag is still out. Denial is still continuing that run. That's going to be Chig here with no shields trying to bring this home.
They know exactly where he is. That should technically be a return. Naded has to make that happen, though.
Ryan Noob does have camo as well. Ryan Noob, he just ported back. We'll see if he can stay alive here. He's going to push out. And looks like, yes, the return there happened from Nate. An excellent play from him once again. Str8 Rippin with the constant returns time after time.
That's just what they need to do, man. You know, but 4 down again for Str8 Rippin. That's going to be 3 up for Denial. Let's see what's going on with Chig, who's pulling that flag here. This could be that flag that nets him that victory. But despite that, though, they still have to play for another, 2 minutes and 45 seconds if they get this cap in. And Str8 Rippin has shown that they are just going to continuously be in their face. Chig, though, advancing that flag forward, finding a double kill. Can he get the cap as well as the question?
Naded is the only player in position. Naded is now pushing up on the plat. Nades are coming in, but he has 3 teammates here. Chig's about to bring this in. Yes, Denial goes up 2-1 here with just a little bit left in regulation.
There's going to be 3 members up here, 3 members for Str8 as well. Now Str8 is going to be on the on the back foot, man. They have to figure out what the approach is going to be. And despite all that, it seems like Legit is making waves with the flag, finding one in front. He's going to have a teammate there for support, throwing that flag down. Naded's on the prowl, but it gets returned there. Brilliant plays out of Denial to stop that one.
Yeah, that was Ryan Noob who gets that return. Naded finally able to take out Ryan Noob, but he did the damage he needed to do. Str8 Rippin is going to be forced to reset here and try to get a pull. We are now within the 2-minute mark where Str8 Rippin needs to score. What they need to do, Golden Boy, is get control of the side bases or top mid. We haven't seen that from them yet.
Yeah, the 2-minute warning here, folks, and Naded with moves now. Takes that flag probably up to the top. Yeah, it seems like this is going to be a top run here. They can get that flag returned. This could be big for them, but they know that members of Denial are just going to be all around them.
Yep.
Oh man, like white on rice.
And that is 4 dead for Str8 Rippin right now. So looks like T-Squared not able to get the touch before Mikwin gets the return. So once again, off of the respawn, Str8 Rippin has to have one last push here. We're about 1 minute away from the end of regulation. Str8 Rippin needs to get the kills, and they need to get them on a spawn trap quickly.
Looking over at Str8's perspective as well, he wants to do his absolute best. They know that they, like you said, Bravo, you know, the pressure's on for them. Just under now it's going to be about a minute for them to react, make a play happen. Let's see if this is going to be the case. Finding players over by yellow. That is, I believe that was Cloud.
That was 3 dead there for Denial momentarily. So we'll see if Str8 Rippin can make something happen here. Yes, Naded gets a flag pull. We'll see if he can bring this home.
They have to do something with this one here. Bravo taking it over to yellow. He is going to have a teammate for support. No nades flying in just yet. Curls around smartly enough. Tosses that flag out there because he knows he just has to do his absolute best to keep it up. And but T-Squared will be there. 4 down here as Legit is off the respawn.
Chig is going to get the return. No, Chig got the respawn. Legit not able to push out. Now 20 seconds left. Str8 needs another flagpole. Can they do it?
That's going to be 2 down here. 2 down for Denial. Ryan Noob is staying up. And that will be 2 down for Str8 Rippin.
Take a look at Naded. Let's take a look at Naded. He snuck across again. He's going to get one last flagpole, but Denial is looking for him. He needs to touch the flag. He only has a few seconds. Here is the pull because he had to do it, but no, he will be taken out. Legit is the only player in the vicinity he's taken down, and Denial will win game 1.
Denial with the victory there. That definitely was Str8 Rippin, though, bringing it to them at the start. But Denial, man, there's a reason why this team was in contention to take that #1 seed. They're so talented. They're cool under pressure, and they just know how to react in those insane situations.
And that's what I was expecting from Denial. Even if they go down early in the match, even if we saw them losing throughout the game, they are a team that has won tournaments this season, and they know how to keep their composure. Very important component of Denial's success.
Yeah, their teamwork has just been so incredible, throughout the season. Let's take a look at the stats here, folks, and see, what we have. So, Chig, again, that X-Factor player for this team, 36 and 20.
The next closest, lowest deaths would be 30 there from Ryan Noob. So huge performance from Chig there, 36 and 20, and big assists across the board as well.
Surprising from Str8, though, 18 and 40. He struggled a lot there, and although he got a lot of assists, so keep that in mind, folks. He was involved in what would that be, 38 gun battles, right? So he was being as effective as possible. But on the other side, though, you had Legit, who was involved in, I believe, in about 52 or 53 gun battles.
Right.
So, granted, it was not the best showing for Str8, but the teamwork from Str8 Rippin shined. They were not able to put it together, though, because Denial just being able to edge them out just that little bit. Now they're going to Shrine Team Slayer, and I could see Str8 Rippin taking this one.
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's the one you and I talked about ahead of the series. If Str8 Rippin is poised to steal a game from Denial, it is certainly this Game 2 Team Slayer Shrine. I mean, they even put up a great fight there in Game 1 as well. So if you're just taking a look at the seeds and making your match predictions off of how these teams are seeded, you might want to rethink that. Str8 Rippin with a good performance in Game 1, however, Denial able to edge it out. But if Str8 Rippin's able to bounce back here, they'll still very, very much be alive in this series.
Yeah, Denial, what I love about this team is, they have 4 players that can pick up the slack in any role, right?
Yep.
And that's something that EG has, for example, right? CLG has as well. Denial, that really is kind of the makings of a championship team. In other games, you have guys who, they play specific roles, right? They stay true to those roles. But in Halo, a true championship team is a team of 4 guys who can fill any kind of gap, right? At any point in time. That's why I like this Denial roster. And I see it with actually all 8 teams that are here in the bracket for, for the HCS finals. It just, for Denial, that was something that a UGC was evident. And even in Gamers for Giving too, man, you saw that there. For me, Denial, they look strong going into game number 2, but Str8 Rippin, man, this is their opportunity to just catch them off guard. And again, I'm looking at Naded. He's going to be my go-to player here, but I'm also looking at Str8 to step it up.
Yeah, Str8 Rippin, no doubt, they were close there throughout that match to taking it, and they know that. So heading into game number 2, they want to come out slamming. They don't want to. You can't sit back here against this Denial roster, right? You need to put your snipers to use here. You need to immediately start catching the enemy off spawn. They want to get a little bit of a lead and a little bit of a cushion. Right here, taking a look at the series so far, Denial will take game number 1. 2-1. That's Warlord CTF, but now we're heading to Shrine Slayer.
Went down to the wire as well. That's the other thing you got to remember, right? I mean, Warlord CTF is a game to 5, right? You usually see like 3 flags or whatever. 2-1, right? That looks like a Shrine CTF matchup there, right? So that is something that I have to say, Str8 Rippin, they know that they're hanging with Denial. We'll see what they're going to be able to do here. Shrine Slayer game is loading up, folks. Hopefully you're having a good time here in Boston, Massachusetts for PAX East. It's, again, I said it before and I'll say it again. It is so cold here. It's like Halo cannot seem to avoid cold weather.
Yeah, we keep making trips to the East Coast.
We keep making mistakes.
That's what it is. But
let's have an event in Florida.
Luckily, all the top teams here have also made the same mistake of flying into the frigid East Coast here. So now we're about to check out the action as Shrine Game 2 is up next. It's Denial versus Str8 Rippin. Denial leads the series 1-0.
And Mikwin, right for that snipe, though. I love this. He's been, a player that is shown to just be reliable with the snipe in the past, especially at the opening of games, too. So that's something that Mikwin has definitely done better at than his teammates, I would have to say. Oh, but he's going to miss that shot just narrowly and misses the second one, too. That looked like it was going to be a connection there.
Yeah, it looked like he saw the tip of Naded's head, I believe. Actually, Str8, who has the sniper rifle on the other side. We got to point out, Golden Boy, Str8 Str8 with the sniper rifle on the Str8 side, but also T-Squared with the rockets and ring.
Yeah, let's actually jump over to T-Squared's perspective here. It is going to be 1-0 in favor of Str8, and they have ring. You know, Sims was saying it before, Walshy was saying it before, ring control #1, and with the rockets, nothing is better than that. But T-Squared looking to push out here as a player's going to be right next to him.
And that's going to be Mikwin. Oh my, and Mikwin and Chig now have both sniper rifles and a 5-1 lead. This is disaster for Str8.
I mean, you know, it was a play there that they chose to make with that push. They had to, yeah, I don't know what the game plan was for that as well, but luckily for them, they're able to get those rockets back. T-Squared gets right back at it. Chig now with the sniper. We've seen him do some dirty things in the past with this.
Oh yeah, we know Chig since the days of Halo 3 knows how to put the sniper rifle to use. His team is up by 4 here. Sniper rifle in hand. Looks like he's getting challenged across the map. And I will note also, rockets have fallen back into the hands of T-Squared, trying to keep his team in this match.
That's what I was concerned about as well, Bravo. I thought that the Rockets would go to a denial because they just seemed to be all around it at that time. Not going to be the case. Able to get the body shot, though, and no, can't connect with the headshot.
Gotta love the pressure there from Legit. Despite the fact that he got no-scoped, he does not back down. So now it is an 8-7 game. Looks like maybe now tied 8-8. Yes, that is the case. And now Legit and Nated have the sniper rifles in hand as those will turn over to the other side. Tie game. Str8 really rallies back here.
This is the position they want to be in here, folks. You know, Optic Gaming did this before against Cloud9. They were able to control the pace of the game, and they were able to do so, get 2 snipers actually later into the matchup. For Str8 to get 2 snipers right now, man, that is something that is great for them. They really need this, but they got to put those shots to use, period. That's the long and short of it.
Yeah, Legit wisely backs down here. We'll see if he can stay alive. He does have a teammate Nated right there. Mikwin in the ring 3 jump trying to poke out. And he gets punished now 10-8. Str8 now with the lead for the first time, 11-8. I have to remind you, they were down 5-1.
They were. It was like 7-3 when I looked last. So this is definitely running away from, or I shouldn't say running away, but it's definitely a much different scenario than what we would have expected coming into this one. Denial, let it escape. The beautiful shot there out of Legit with the snipe.
Yeah, Legit connecting there, felt that pressure from the enemy's jump up, connects with the sniper rifle shot. Now they're up by 5, does a quick scan of ring 3. I like what I'm seeing from Str8. As we talked about during the break, this is exactly what we needed if they want to get, exactly what we wanted to see and what they needed if they want to get back in this series.
Yeah, and another thing to point out too has been how, oh, that nade flying in. I'm going to jump over to Nate's perspective here because he actually jumped up ring 3 and was able to, you know, hit the noob combo on the player over by that Contra spot.
It was a heck of a nade that took him out. Whenever you can place perfect nades along ring 3, you know you've done something well. 15-10 now, the score. Str8 still in the lead.
Looking over here with Nated as he's just going around the hut, really just sniffing out whoever's in the vicinity. Despite that, though, 16-12, Str8 looking great here. Finding one player in front, and he's just going to hang out over here. This is what Walshy called the Contra spot before, as he uses one to great ability in that last matchup there. Nated now, just having an abandoned position. Now, let's actually jump into a listen-in here with Str8. I want to see what's going on with this squad. Can they continue to hold down this lead? It's up. They're up by 1. So let's go ahead and jump into this Astro listen-in.
Yeah, we'll get ready into that whenever it is ready in just a moment. Now 18-15 is the score. So it looks like Nated forced to back down. It was a noob combo versus noob combo here. We'll stay with Str8. Let's see. Now we'll take a look at the score. 20-16. They pull away once again. Now up by 4.
This is exactly what they needed here. You know, they needed it. They needed to be able to extend that lead, give them a tad bit more breathing room. But that rocket, though, I believe is in the hands of Ryan. Let's see how Str8's going to respond. That comeback kill with Nated and the double. Let's jump into the listen-in.
Rockets were down. There they are. They're on the water. Jake, right to you next to you. We both behind you. We go to the street. We go to the street. Ring 1. They might have them. They're gonna have I'm going for these rocks. Nice, Corey. I'm running with them. We're up 2. We're up 2. Get back. Get back. Help out Corey. Well, I'm with you. I'm with you. When's that sniper coming up right now? 0-2. Okay, ours maybe? Yeah, check our sniper. Our sniper might come up. Ring 3. Rockets in red court.
I'm not getting ring 3. I'm not getting ring 3. Hold up. I don't see him. He's still ring 3 their side. Still ring 3 their side.
Ring 3 cloud weak. Ring 3 cloud weak.
Still there. Still there.
I got one shot blue jump. One shot blue jump.
Can't see him.
I'm looking. One shot ring 1. I got him. Nice stick.
Get back.
One rocket down. I'll get it, Corey. One rocket down red bond. I got it.
Watch for their sniper. Watch for their sniper.
I don't see it.
Not get picked.
One sitting ring 3 above our rock. One sitting ring 3 above our rock.
Where is it?
don't know.
I died with it.
Yeah, I know you died. It's somewhere here, but... Oh, here it is. There you go.
Okay, jump up to ring 3, Brett. Come on.
Dude,
Come here.
They have a snipe? Yeah.
Jump on my head to ring 3. Brett.
All right.
One's above our rock jump.
There's a guy ring 3.
Still sitting above our rock jump. Ring 3. 2 ring 3. 2 ring 3. Above our rock jump.
Yeah, 2 ring 3. Got one.
Nice shot.
Let's go.
Good shot, dude.
Watch. I'm in red rocks.
I pushed up in the ring. I pushed up in the ring. We have to watch our rocks. All right.
I'm in red rocks.
Okay.
Yeah, I have rockets. I'm gonna drop pockets. Land me.
Right on my carbine.
Carbine right now.
Ring 3, he's on the drop. Ring 3 drop. He's on the bond weak.
The bond weak.
They're carbine right now.
I'm sitting like red Walshy.
The carbine, yeah. Right, dead.
Dead.
On me, ring 2.
Watch out the ring. Next shot. One dead. They're gonna push ring.
I'm watching your dock. They spawn blue.
Okay.
I'm getting naded out.
They're not pushing you.
Alright.
Nice.
Snipe me their snipe.
Stay low, guys.
Watch rock.
Yeah.
I'm in ring.
Watch your back.
I don't see anybody. Keep watching out.
Watch out the bonfire. I can't
see it.
I don't know who it is.
So shot. Show him again.
He's weak right into the ball.
Do they have a sniper or what?
Yes, they have sniper. He was in their hut.
He has sniper?
He's the bottom flag grab. Snipe. Jake. Bottom flag grab.
That's him. He's big cloud. There's a guy cloud. We can Bob.
We can main ramp. Stay alive, guys. Stay alive.
They're bond. Gunnar, jump up. Jump up.
I'm leaving this spot. Someone go ahead and watch courtyard.
I am. I'm watching court.
I'm still our carbine. They're trying to nade me.
Great listening there with Str8 Rippin. You can hear that confidence, and on top of that, they're talking to each other. Again, something I noted in that optic listening with Walshy Bravo was that they were communicating with each other and having a conversation about where they wanted to go. That's something that's great for Naded as well, who's oftentimes been known as a real hectic shot caller too.
Right, that's exactly what they need. 32-26 is the score. You saw them continuing to expand their lead here over Denial, but Denial is not out yet. Naded lets that combo go, does get the hit markers, so he knows that player is weak. We'll see if he can connect with these nades. No, that's not the case, so the game's going to slow down just a bit here. Naded, though, taken out.
Yep, but Chig with the sniper. He needs to be able to bring his teammates back. Alternatively, I'm going to switch to this real quick. We have T-Squared with the snipe as well. So Chig and T-Squared kind of facing off against one another here. That's going to be a connection on Naded. Looking to see if he can bring his team back with 5 kills here. 33-28. And he has plenty of shots to do this one, folks.
And he is looking for T-Squared. He does not know that T-Squared has since moved. So these two players trying to find one another right now as a sniper battle, like you said, has begun.
Chig looking around, waiting to see if T-Squared exposes himself. He needs his teammates, though, to be able to give him that opportunity. Right, and then he finds him, but no, he actually, that was Str8, as a matter of fact. Str8 kind of walked into that one unknowingly and was able to stay alive, thankfully for him. Naded takes out Cloud. That will be 6 kills, back to 5. Chig with the connection again. That's going to make it 4.
Yeah, now we're at a 4-kill game here. Denial certainly still in the match. If you're Str8 Rippin, Denial is actually too close here, only 4 kills away.
And also, Mikwin, he has the rockets. This is going to be dangerous territory here for Str8 Rippin. But they saw him. They were able to put the shots down there. And, you know, they got Mikwin to stop moving for the time being. He can't get any positions. He can't get any locations. He's kind of just hoping that someone pops up around him, but Str8's smarter than that.
That is indeed the case. We'll see if either Mikwin or Chig can pull the trigger here. Now it's a 3-kill game. I'd love to go into a listen-in with Denial in just a moment, as they have really brought this match back. I believe it was 31-24. We have to head out, and Denial is only 3 kills down now.
And there goes that player pushing forward. That was going to be legit. Now, they knew that Mikwin had the rockets there, so I don't know why they would make that push happen. As another rocket right to the chest of T-Squared, and the snipe goes to Mikwin and Denial. One more, maybe.
Oh my goodness, now Mikwin has to run away. Let's go ahead and get into a listening right now, find out how Mikwin's going to get out of this.
Watch out my shotty, I got him. Your rocket's on respawn, did you get that? Yo, I'm holding on to this snipe. I have this snipe.
Watch me,
My spawn rock! One shot, really weak. I got 1 shot on him. He's rock ramp. He's rock ramp, yeah. And your hut chasing you. He dropped cord on you.
Alright, dude, they have one bullet snipe.
Watch out, hut. He's 1 shot red rock ramp, guys. I'm looking. He's absolute. He's absolute. Watch out rock ramp, yeah. Jumping out rock ramp. We got him. Let's go.
This snipe's gonna be up soon.
I'm holding on.
They have 2 bullets.
We haven't. I dropped it.
Alright. They have 2 bullets.
Ring 3 with combo. One shot, jumping up and down. Got him. Let's go.
Nice. They still have a couple bullets. They have a couple bullets,
They're
right?
gonna sit in their flag. He's nades with it.
Have a sniper?
Yeah.
Bullets.
Yo, Austin, go
Ryan, nades.
with me, okay?
What?
Go left power line right here. And team
Okay.
health pack.
Okay.
Nades, weak. One shot to the ramp.
Turret ramp, not sniping. I got a shot. I got a nade on it.
Okay, I left Austin.
I hit him with a nade. They're weak turret ramp.
We can push courtyard, Ryan. I'm gonna go ring 2 and look at you, okay? They're sniping. They're sniping weak. Squared.
Push him.
Yeah. I'm looking for it.
They're back hut and they're nades. I can't go.
Hey,
They're minutes. They're health tech. One shot.
Nice.
Health tech.
Snipe ramp.
I'm one shot.
Pillars.
They're health tech as well.
I died. Pillars. Nice.
You got help.
Shotty, dude.
Yeah, he got me. I didn't know he was doing
Red street.
Flag on you. And red street. And on your flag, Ryan. They're gonna push you
Red
hard.
snipe weak.
Ryan needs help.
There's only one guy.
Drop pillars to
There's
bond.
2 on me, guys. 2 guys on me. 2 at red.
Where are they going? Can you walk that?
We gotta kill this guy's at blue.
Ring 3. We need to call that out. I pushed in the ring to help.
Our court.
Ring 3. Stay alive here.
Our court, 2 guys.
Alright.
Our court, pillar bond weak.
Dead.
I spawn behind them. Our
snipe.
car. I spawn behind them.
Scotty, I need help.
He's on military.
Kill that guy. I'm getting in the ring.
Shoot him.
Yo, on my street. And behind me, ring 2. Watch out, ring 2 on me. I gotta wait. Help me.
Score is 45-42 here, folks. 3 kills separate these 2 teams. This could be Str8 Rippin's victory, but Denial has not made it easy at all.
Not at all. Now 2-kill game. Now back to 3, 46-43. You're going to see the game slow down just a bit for a moment as neither team wants to make the first mistake here.
Yeah, but Mickwin, he gets 2 shots down of that player there. Who was that? That was Naded. So Naded had to be very careful about that. And Mickwin just continuing to navigate. No one's pushing in ring yet. Now, Bravo, I gotta ask you. Wait a minute. 2 players in front of him.
2 players pushing in the ring.
This is not good for Mick.
Oh my gosh, a push there from Str8 Rippin. It looks like Naded now in that battle. Chig cleans it up, so now we're 47-45. Big double kill there from Chig.
Chig needed that double kill. Denial needed that double kill. Brilliant plays from them. Now 3 kills for Str8 Rippin, 5 for Denial. 2 kills separate these 2 teams. And I have to say, man, this is definitely what I would have expected here. Down to the wire without a doubt.
Look at that trick jump from Chig there on the outside of the ledge. Gotta love what you're seeing. 47-48-46. Only 2 kills left for Str8 Rippin. Denial cannot give those up.
Cloud has to be careful too. He ends up picking up a kill. It's going to be 49-47 here. Cloud has nothing. That's going to be 50. Str8 Rippin will take game number 2 there. And that will be 1-1 in the series. Guaranteed game 4 here, folks.
Wow, Str8 Rippin right there. As you said, determination throughout those last 10 kills. They did not give Denial an inch. You can see how pumped Str8 Rippin is right now after that win. They tied the series 1-1.
They needed that, man. I mean, you know, they were in control most of the game. Denial started to mount that comeback. It was tied. Str8 Rippin still able to, you know, to keep that energy going. And here we are now at this 1-1 series score. Take a look at the scoreboard now with Naded. Again, strong showing, 18-15. Exactly what you needed from Str8 Rippin. And Str8 stepping it up as well, 11-9.
Yeah, I have to say on the other side, Chig 14-7, so going double positive there, the only player to do so. Everyone else, of course, in a close match like that, the numbers are going to be quite close. But Str8 Rippin, like you said, they needed that. They tied the series 1-1 here.
And folks, we have game number 3 coming up here in just a little bit. It is going to be Lockdown King of the Hill. Now, we saw in the series with Optic Gaming and Cloud9 where, you know, the first rotation ended in a tie, which was surprising. Just, it was like, you know, 61-61, I think, or 62-62, something or another. But then Cloud9 started to run away with it. And Ninja said something. They figured out a way on how to play King of the Hill. Of course, he would not share that with us, but I have to say that is something that for Cloud9 is something that they definitely need to be happy about.
Let's take a look at this replay here. That was the push. I can't believe Mickwin almost betrayed a teammate right there, right? That would have been huge, but Mickwin able to stay alive. Right here, somehow, you see weapons empty right there as he somehow is able to stay alive throughout that. Ends up picking up a shotgun, and then they get a few kills, so that actually kept them in the match. So, like we have to say, at that point in the game, it was actually 35-33. Denial was with Str8 Rippin throughout that entire match, but also I have to talk about the beginning of that game. Denial was up 5-1, both sniper rifles in hand. Str8 Rippin, I mean, if there's a point you give up, it's when you're losing a Team Slayer off the break and 2 players of Denial have the sniper rifle. However, Str8 did not give up. That was not the case, and we're headed now to game 3.
Yeah, again, the resolve of Str8 Rippin was definitely something to be, you know, to admire, I have to say. The way that they approached that there, they knew that they were in a pickle, but they were able to fight their way out of that. again, now the challenge is, you put that one aside. Congrats, Str8. You take game number 2 with a score of 50-47, as you see there in the series layout. Now you got to worry about lockdown King of the Hill.
That's
this
right.
is the challenge.
That's it. That's the only thing they need to have on their minds. So far, we've seen that Str8 Rippin has done well to forget about game 1. They moved right to game 2. Now Denial needs to disregard that game 2 and now move to game 3, but it's going to be quite a match here. We've seen each team really excel in each game type. Now Lockdown King of the Hill is going to be that true test and really will turn the tide of the series. One team will go up 2-1.
Again, looking at players like Naded on Str8 Rippin to do work here. Fear the beard, folks, because this guy, he goes off. It is scary. It is bad news for the other team. But again, Chig on Denial. He has just been on fire. He's been playing great. Cloud's been playing great. Ryanu's been a little quiet, I have to say. We haven't seen much out of Ryanu just yet. He's usually that guy that is out there making these ridiculous plays because he's one of the most intelligent players in the game. Still, though, despite all that, this is definitely going to be a slobber knocker.
Yeah, it's going to be a good match here. Players are now loading in to Lockdown King of the Hill. Who do you want to kick it off with?
I want to kick it off with Naded here, folks, because Naded, again, I keep praising him. I think he's just, one of those rare talents in the space, and this could be the event, man. Oh,
and I have to say, I think that sniper rifle did fly off the map,
yes,
if I'm not mistaken. It did not land bottom BR ramp. It did fall off, so that sniper rifle will be out of play until the next respawn.
And another thing to point out here, I want to take a look at Ryanu. He's in that hill in the middle, man, just, getting that scrappy time there. He got about 12 seconds on that. I mean, he's going right back into it again. That's something that's really impressive because you don't see a lot of control on A.
That was 2 dead for Str8. T-Square does get the S2 spawn. That's going to take out Ryanu, but 2 dead again. Now 3 dead again for Str8. So it looks like Cloud now going to hop in the hill.
But he will get stopped immediately. Chig over by S3. He's going to throw down some more shots and will not be able to do anything with that. Big window is coming up from behind.
Yeah, I was going to say, interestingly, Str8 started to have that BR tower set up. However, Denial, very wise of them to immediately push over to the B.
Yeah, they knew that they had to make that happen. I mean, really, you're playing for B at the start of the game here. Just so happens that Denial were able to scrap up some time on the A hill. Now getting ready for B. Let's see what's going on with Str8 here. He has that sniper rifle. He's looking to put it to work.
Yeah, of course, the sniper rifle at this location when the hill is at B is going to be pretty deadly as long as he can put it to use. Finds a player on the elbow. That's going to be Cloud, but I want to see him control this area.
Oh, there's going to be a player in front of him, and he's going to just throw down a couple shots with the sniper rifle. Any amount of bullets that exit that gun is a good thing for Str8 Rippin here. But Mikwin on the move, finding one. That's going to be a melee and a double kill. The snipe. Good stuff here for Denial as they're looking to just hold this one down, prepare themselves for C, but also bear in mind the all-important Delta Hill that will be coming up.
It looks like he might have played that sniper rifle. I think that was the case, so a nice play from Mikwin. We talked about, Golden Boy, how important it is all season. HCS Season 1, we've been talking about you need to play selfishly with the sniper or the sword at that tower and really lock it down.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to know, like, hey, I got to dump this off the map. I can't let the enemy team get control of this one. We've seen it happen quite a few times. We've seen even trades where players would sword off the map and the sniper would fall off the map. It's just the craziness of, of Halo and Lockdown King of the Hill, of course. Players probably behind him.
You see that? Yeah, he heard the lift there, but it looks like that was actually just a dead blue player, so it turns away immediately.
Oh, a dead blue player?
Yeah, it was actually that lifted a little bit of a corpse there, so no need to be alarmed. Mikwin goes ahead and checks out the bottom of the map there. So it looks like finally Str8 Rippin going to get in the hill. T-Squared racking up some time now.
This is big for them here, man. They need, at least 15, 20 seconds on this hill, but they got to be mindful about the Delta Hill that's going to be coming up next, Bravo. That hill has been so crucial, for players to come back into the Str8 Rippin as a team have experienced that themselves multiple times at Iron Gaming as well as the Launch Invitational. That D hill is so important. Now T-Squared, he will get thrashed, but still, despite all that, they have legit with the sniper rifle.
Yeah,
this is good for them.
It is, and I have to say, Naded has the sword as well in S1, so they are really set up for the D hill here. They have all the tools, they just need to use the teamwork to lock down this area of the map.
And they are coming back to this. They're only down by 3 points, 2 points, 1 point. Tied game here, folks, between these two teams as Str8 Rippin has fought back in this King of the Hill matchup. You saw a strong start for Denial, but the setup is near perfect here for Str8 Rippin.
It really is. This is what we needed to see. Naded does get taken out, though, by an elbow push. That's going to force Legit down. That player might have S2 jumped, so that could spell disaster. Looks like players coming under glass. Legit hoping that he had grenades. That's not the case. The sword and the sniper will fall S1.
T-Squared picks up the sword, and he knows that Snipe's down there as well. I don't think he burned the shots on it, so it might just be there waiting for him to pick up. But that sword's going to be more important in this instance.
And he's, still looking for it. Not sure if he's going to be able to grab it, but he's just racking up these last seconds here. Finds a player, but hey, that is a great trade there from the Denial side. That was Ryan Noob, very wise. However, sword back in the hands of Nated, and Golden Boy, safe to say, Str8 Rippin has won the D hill.
But now they have to worry about this transition over to E, right? Which they have done wonderfully. They have control of it. They know that they're just going to have to, float in and out of the hill here. But despite all that, just so long as they keep them at bay, keep them spawning blue, and just continuously lay some fire down on them, there's just nothing that Denial could do here. They'll hopefully cross that 100-point mark, and a great shot there on Mikwin.
I love this play from Nated, just circling the sniper tower, putting down such good support fire, and now they have 100 points on the board. They're halfway from taking game 3.
This is something for Str8 Rippin that I tell you, man, I did not expect to see in the King of the Hill matchup. I really thought that Str8, they have what it takes without a doubt. But Denial, man, you just cannot question the ability on this team. But again, this player that we've been on this whole time, he's done his job, Bravo. He held down the tower. They have Sniper, and he has full ammo on that as well. This is looking wonderful for them.
Yeah, this has been the Nated show for the past few minutes. He's now going to cycle the sniper rifle over to
right.
BR here. That's right, he has the sniper and sword in hand. They're getting ready for the B hill a minute early. I am liking what I'm seeing from Str8 Rippin here. They currently lead 109-48, killing spree from Nated.
Look at that shot there. Nated, of course, continuing to light it up here, folks. We've been on this guy this entire time. Just, let that wrap around your head here, folks. He is playing phenomenal. Gets the wingman. Nade's flying in, though. Won't phase Nated.
So gracefully avoiding every single nade that comes in. It's almost effortless for Nated.
Oh, but unfortunately, he will get picked off, and the snipe and the sword both fall off the map.
It does look like, yes, both of those were elegantly played. Once again, incredible stuff from Nated. He has put his team in quite a lead, 115-60, but Chig and Denial are looking to answer back. They're trying to set up here at B.
And one thing I want you to take note of as well, they looked around to see if the power weapons were there, but that, like Nated, like a 7-foot-tall ballerina, was just able to just gracefully put those weapons over the map here.
And that actually buys them time. Worth noting that that time that Denial spent looking for the weapons back BR is time they did not spend putting fire across the map, so they're a little bit delayed in first grabbing this hill, about 10 seconds late.
They got to be concerned, though, Str8 Rippin, because this hill could very well bring Denial right back into this matchup. 42 seconds or 42 points to get on this hill here would bring them right back into this, and it doesn't seem like Str8 Rippin's in a position to be able to do anything about it.
There's a lot of time left to be played. We have 3 players on Str8 at Snipe, but that's a Hail Mary stick across the map, I think, from Str8. That's going to be a huge play and potentially allow for a Str8 Rippin push. Yes, here comes Str8 Rippin.
Yeah, well, this could be that opportunity they were looking for here to not allow Denial to come back into this matchup. Looking over at T-Squared's POV, creeping up behind his opponent when he gets called out, though, by Blue Lift, having to abandon that position, and the sword is up as well, so he may have led the enemy down there. Hopefully for Str8 Rippin, though, they're able to get that one.
Yeah, well, it's right there. Now Str8 actually has sniper rifle in hand. If we want to go over to him, he wants to keep his team in this match. Hits the body shot, but that's not going to be enough. Mikwin is going to pick up that sniper rifle.
Over to Denial's Mikwin here. And who has a sword on the other side? It seems like no one has picked up sword. Oh, no, T-Squared has sword.
And he's coming up on Mikwin right now.
Yeah, he passed right through him, and he's going to get the cut there.
Another trade there. I love the, it's a big trade once again from Denial. Anytime they've seen a sword player, it feels like they do get that last-second stick.
And Chig with control in the hill. This is that control that they needed before, right, on B. Now they're just making up for it on C. Right back in this matchup here. Again, the thing about Lockdown is if you're not on top of it, the enemy team can come back into the game in a heartbeat. I
like that play from Ryan that we just saw. Jumping from top PR, landing in glass, allows you to put a lot of shots that normally you would not have the angle, and you can kind of very quickly escape to safety. I like that from Ryan Noob. Now it's a 20-point game. Str8 Rippin still racking up time in the hill. T-Squared right now, unaware that Chig is lifting, so he's going to get away with that. Challenges Str8, also gets the double.
And now they're making moves to the Delta Hill. There you see it set up. Well, Mikwin and Chig working together to duo now. They got control. There is going to be a player down there, though, and Chig's able to stay alive. That's going to be Nated who gets picked. Chig hanging out. Players pushing up. That's going to be a melee too. Somehow Chig manages to stay alive here, and they're coming right back into this game, Bravo.
That was huge. I would love to go into a listen-in with the Denial side, see what they're doing here to get back into this match, because they have absolutely done so. Right here, Cloud is alive on top of BR. That's an important position. As two players come passing him there, he's going to take out Legit and laying down shots. This is bad for Str8 Rippin.
Oh, by all means. I mean, you know, you saw those players split out there, but it seems like we're ready for this listen-in. So let's hop into this one with Denial eSports and see how they're going to come back into this game. They're down by 5.
They might be landing mid from bottom blue.
Elbow on bottom BR. Bottom BR to hill. Elbow weak, squared. Ryan.
Elbow there with sword. Elbow there with sword. BR3 with sword. BR3 with sword.
BR3 scouting. Sword BR3.
Absolute hill. I got hill. I traded. Stay alive here, guys.
He was BR with sword. I'm trying to watch you.
Bottom blue. Flankers from top mid. Got it. Good job, Kyle.
I'll get him. I got him.
Good job.
I'll go for the guy.
I think this is sword and hill. It's sword and hill. One shot. He dropped bottom green. No, he didn't. I got him. I have sword. I'm getting sword out of hill. I'm not going to sword. I want to sword in the next rotation. He's there. I got him. I got him out of hill. I got him out of hill.
Side control. Keep side control. Bottom blue. I got him.
He's still really weak.
Hill, Ryan.
Watch your elbow, Kyle. I don't see him. He's still in open ramp. B1 and open ramp on you, Ryan. He's not very done.
One shot hill.
One day. I'm going to hill.
Oh, stay, milk.
I have it.
Stay up here, guys.
Watch my bottom blue. Ramp.
Bottom blue now. Shoddy.
I got him. He's fucked up. Watch your elbow.
Hill's moving.
He might go BR1. He dropped sword. I didn't throw it up. One shot out of sword. He has sword back. He fell up. Sword is down, bottom sword. Elbow. We are here.
Elbow. I'm looking high elbow. I'm in hill looking there.
Stay alive, Kyle. One shot.
Sniping, one shot.
Did you challenge it?
Shortcut, one shot. Shortcut. He's still there. Shortcut sniping.
He's going to try to pick you off. Don't poke out. Back BR on me.
Top BR.
One shot. Back close, Ryan. Pushing you. Squared. Weak. Bottom open.
I got
one shot close. One shot BR3.
S3 sniping.
He's still there. I shot the icicle.
S2 sniping.
BR3.
S3 is going. Top mid.
One shot mid. I got him.
And bridge.
Alright, we gotta meet. I got him. I got him.
Okay, I'm behind us, Austin, behind us.
I'm running. Where is he? I got him. I got three.
Let's go, don't challenge. Don't challenge, dude. Watch blue. Weak shotting. Weak Ryan. Bridge, shotting bridge. Stay up BR. Open it.
They have snipers.
One shot B2.
We're 20 bottom blue. We're 20 blue. We got nobody up top.
Gonna go to Naded. All right, folks. Well, this is it. It's all going to come down to this. Switching over to Naded's perspective here. They are going to be down by 10-8 now. Naded pushing forward. Can they get this one, Bravo? They have B control, and Naded has a sniper.
And Chig has the sword on open ramp. If he can do it, Chig right now can control the entire area. We'll see if he can flank this. Str8 Rippin is about to tie it up. Here comes Chig.
He whips the blade, and he finds one, gets stuck and turn, and that is crazy because now it seems like Denial just not in a position to make that happen, but they're only going to be down by 3. Mikwin finding one, and they're up by 3. Apologies there, but Str8 Rippin have the opportunity to be able to get this one. Legit now. He's going to get picked off. Naded now on the push-up. They need to make this happen. Oh,
it's
my
a
goodness.
one-point game.
1-point game separates these two players here, and Cloud's going to continue to hold this hill. That's going to be 8 seconds now, and that will do it, folks. Denial will take this game.
That is a hard breaker for Str8 Rippin there as they led that entire match. We saw them up by at least 50 seconds there in the middle of the match when they broke the 100-point mark. Denial takes game 3. That's a huge come-from-behind win there. They go up 2-1.
Wow. Incredible. Whew. I have to say, man, Denial able to, fend off that push there from Str8 Rippin. It seemed like, when Chig whiffed that sword, you just thought, like, you know what? That was it. That was the opportunity. But they never had control.
And I have to say, it's a huge play. Chig stayed alive there. We saw the grenades being thrown from library to the bottom of the open ramp. Chig got hit by several grenades, however, stayed alive with the sword. Patiently waited, even though he traded with the sword. That set his team up to push on top BR. That broke the first part of the setup right there. Taking a look at the stats, nothing too impressive there. Everyone kind of even on each side.
And Str8 sick again, 15-27 for him. But despite that, though, again involved in 20 different gun battles. The most assists on anyone. Of anyone in this matchup. That will be 35 different gun battles that he was involved in there. if you're Str8 Rippin, you're definitely frustrated about that loss, but you got to shake it off now. I mean, there's no time to concern yourself with it. Shrine CTF is coming up next here. This is their time to be able to come back into this Force Game 5.
I mean, we already saw what they can do on Shrine. No reason they can't do it again as we take a look here at the series so far. Should you just be joining us here in this Winners Bracket Round 1, Denial took Game 1 2-1 in the last-second flag cap. Str8 won 50-47, narrowly winning out Shrine Slayer. Denial with a come-from-behind win. I have to say, if you look at this, this could have been a 3-0 for Str8 Rippin. Let's not forget that. Of course, it also could have been a 3-0 for Denial. However, Str8 needs to know that they could be up in this series 3-0. They cannot get down. They have 2 game types left. We'll see if they can force a Game 5.
Yeah, this game, this whole series has been incredibly close, and it is a testament to the practice and motivation that Str8 Rippin has and has put into the game at this point, but also for Denial, that resolve, just being able to stay alive when they needed to in their most desperate moments. Similar to what we're going to see here in our instant replay. Chig, this guy just was able...
And look at that scoreboard. Keep in mind, 148 to 145 is the score. They only had a 3-point lead. Despite the fact that he traded right there, that push was huge on the flank and really allowed his team, like we said, to push in. So big stuff there from Denial. You know, if you're Denial, you do not want to lose that Game 3, right? You do not want to be heading into a do-or-die Game 4. The same can be said for Str8 Rippin, though. You see them confidence on their faces, and they're going to be ready to play. Yeah,
it's like what I said before. You can't hang your head low on that one. You can't concern yourself with it. It's done. Move on. Whatever. Now it's time to worry about Shrine CTF. And based on what we saw in that last matchup, Str8 Rippin, they feel comfortable on Shrine. Very similar to Optic Gaming. This is a very, very similar matchup to the Optic Cloud9 game here, where you kind of just saw Cloud9 thriving in those crazy situations, while Optic Gaming were able to really hold it down when they were able to talk to one another. This is a similar instance here for Str8 Rippin, but for them, they have to be able to do what Optic Gaming could not do against Cloud9. If they win this one, they have to be able to respond in that Game 5. Anyway, looking here, Bravo, any player in particular that you want to check out before we begin?
I think we saw a big play from Chig there at the end to stay alive. I'd love to start things off here with Chig as these players are loading into the match in just a second. We talked about Chig being the X factor of the Denial side, right? He's been with them since just after Iron Gaming, and they have really been playing outstanding since. Let's kick things off with Chig.
All right, onward to Chig here, and I noticed that he lobbed a grenade in the air immediately as he came out, and he was able to get that Hail Mary first strike. I think that was that nade.
Oh, well, we have to go back to the tape on that one. We're going to make sure we go to the instant replay there, but look at Chig flying into his opponent's base. That's 3 dead there for Str8 Rippin, and they're looking to pull a flag here. We'll see if they can get that early pull.
I like what Chig is doing, though. He's going to let his teammates concern themselves with the flag. He's on the hunt. He smells blood, and he wants to end it. But unfortunate for him, though, Str8 Rippin, we're privy to it. Now it's going to be Mikwin with this sniper. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, he just won the sniper battle actually against Str8 Sick, and now connects with Str8 Rippin, who's, T-Squared, who's hiding around that Walshy area, and that's going to be an assist once again. Finds a player in the rocks. Ring 3, we talk about it all tournament, such an important location. I also have to warn you, Riot Noob also has another sniper in hand right now, rockets. So Denial is ready to rock.
Yeah, Mikwin has a snipe, Riot Noob has snipe and rockets, so that is not what you want to see if you're a Str8 Rippin fan. Over to Riot Noob's perspective here. Let's see what he can do. That flag has been pulled as well. Riot Noob with that rocket could very well cause some problems. If he's trying to get through the cracks and he finds him, that's going to be legit.
Yeah, right there, legit, hoping that he could not be seen from that angle. However, just a fraction of his body poking out. Riot Noob not able to connect with these next shots. He does still have the rockets, though, so we'll see if anyone on his team is able to move this about 5 seconds before the return. Looks like Mikwin is actually going for it right now, and he gets the last-second touch.
He gets the touch, and that means Riot Noob gets a double, gets the triple kill. Riot Noob with the beauty there. Unbelievable stuff.
And now it looks like Chig grabbed that flag. Amazing teamwork. Mikwin touches with 1 second left, and Riot Noob pulls a triple, and he's still peeling back at the enemy's base.
Unbelievable, man. That was beautiful, and Chig has it and puts it through. Denial's looking fantastic.
That is so far from textbook Sanctuary flag, Golden Boy. Normally you see the team in, push it one side of the base, right? Instead, we just saw the Riot Noob show, picks up that triple, kill. Now Denial leads 1-0 early in the match.
Oh my goodness, it's just everything. Ryan needed that, right? We haven't talked about a lot about Ryan throughout this matchup, Bravo. That was that play right there.
I mean, amazing stuff from him. Proof that a single player, in any game type in Halo can really make the difference, and that's exactly what we just saw Ryan Noob putting on a show. Now 27:30 is on the clock, and Str8 Rippin now applying the pressure.
Well, let's see how they're going to do this one here. They are going to have 3 players up. Taking a look at T-Squared now gets that reload, this Avenger and grenade kill metal. Another player around him as well, but he can't stay alive long enough though. Str8 now pulling that flag over through the hut. He doesn't have a lot of help though, which is something you got to be concerned about. Legit having to double back over to his flag. He will be the last one left alive. No one from Str8 Rippin able to activate on that.
Yeah, it looks like that flag is going to reset indeed, as Legit is going to try to push out of here. We need to see them apply the same pressure that they did in that game 2, right? We're not seeing that out of them just yet, as Bigwin comes flying down off ring 3, but Legit punishes him, tries to pick up the double, but cannot.
That's going to be 2 down here, as Naded will be the one to take a look at. And one thing I have to say, man, again, Naded's been playing great throughout this entire series. It's been very impressed with him, but now it's time for them to play that objective. They have to be mindful of it. Great connection there for Naded. Another player around him, though, and he will have help, thankfully. Perhaps this player takes him out. I think that was actually going to be T-Squared. Let's actually jump over to him.
Yep,
and he is able to get the kill.
That's right, T-Squared does clean that up, so still seeing some good teamwork there, moving in units across the map. Score remains 1-0 in favor of Denial, much in thanks to that early cap here. The score of the series, of course, 2-1. Denial only needs 1 game to win. However, if Str8 Rippin wins this, they will force that game 5.
Here goes the plasma pistol noob combo. You guys know it if you played Halo 2 before. Naded's going to drop back though and realize he can't do much with this just yet, because he's going to need to support his teammates who are actually pushing up though, and he gets dropped immediately. That was going to be Legit. Naded now continuing to patrol ring. This is good for them though. They have, at the very least, they have 1 body in ring. This gives them that kind of comfort to know that they can at least get inside of ring. Str8 Rippin, but Denial though immediately sniffing him out.
Yeah, let's keep in mind there's a lot of time on the clock, right? We have just over 10 minutes left in regulation play. So lots of time for Str8 Rippin to really feel out Denial, get control of the map, and push across to try to get a flag cap. However, Denial is not going to let that happen easily.
Oh, not without a doubt. I mean, you even saw that in the last matchup as well. King of the Hill. Oh, that shot there was from Chig, who was over by ring 3 and found Ryan Noob's face right away. Now it's time for Chig's show. Let's see if that's going to be the case, because he's been that kind of guy that just lights up at any point in time, but he has to stay alive here.
Yeah, Chig with the sniper rifle is kind of what I had in mind when I said Denial is not going to make it easy. Doesn't help that Cloud also has the sniper rifle once again. So 2 players down here for Str8 Rippin, as Str8 and T-Squared try to fend off the Denial push in their base.
At this point, too, for Denial, it's all about just finding themselves a position. I believe I saw Rockets drop as well, so that did get called out. Mikwin has it, and that means it's going to be near full power weapon control for this team here. Mikwin trying to stay up, but Chig is able to get that head air on Naded.
Yeah, right there now. Mikwin is going to push out of ring to fire a rocket there. He does pick up that kill. So once again, 2 dead for Str8 Rippin again. So Str8 Rippin is now kind of fighting off on this 2 dead cycle every time. Denial needs to take advantage of that, push it at the right time, and get another flag cap. So far, they're just kind of playing in ring and slaying control.
Yeah, it's like get a couple kills, push up, get a couple kills, push up. That seems to be what Denial is doing here. Chig looking around the corner, knowing that there is going to be a player over by the hut. He did tell his teammate that, finds him with a body shot. That's going to be a killing spree. Maybe get another one as well. Nope, not just yet, but his teammate's there for the pickup.
And
flag Cloud is picked up as well.
Cloud's going to keep moving that, so Chig is going to watch the back rock spawn. He sees nothing, so he's going to rotate right now and try to see if the enemy's pushing across the map. No! Wisely looks across the map, undoubtedly got a call out there and connects with the headshot. They're going to go up 2-0 in just a moment.
Yeah, nothing they could really do in this instance here. That is going to be a flag cap for Denial, and you said any second. They haven't quite seemed to put that one through. Okay, there you go.
They took the long way home. They went under the turret there, so just an extra measure of precaution there from Denial, but they will go up 2-0. Keep in mind, they're only 1 flag away from taking this series and advancing further in the winner's bracket.
Just look at the way Chig is playing this one, man. I mean, really, it's so impressive.
Yeah, super patient.
Yeah, he's really not looking to get reckless with it. Oh, he got the stick from the long range, but decided to get the headshot instead because efficiency wins over flair. But of course, Chig pushing forward, finds one. Could this be the final run? Chig has been on fire throughout this matchup.
T-Squared is the only player in position to throw grenades, but Chig is not going to make that easy because he's actually going to go right there, fakes out under the turret, so that flag is now up. We'll see Mikwin is going to be the player to bring this home for Denial, and yes, Denial wins their winners bracket round 1 match there, 3-1.
Good stuff there from Denial. They advance to the next round to await the winner of the Counterlogic Gaming Elevate matchup. Man, these games are just getting so intense, but Str8 Rippin, they have definitely proven. I mean, you know, Denial is a team that at one point was contending for the #1 seed.
That's right.
This is a very talented squad. They've been on fire throughout the HCS, but Str8 Rippin should not hang their heads low. They have been incredible throughout this series. I expect them to make moves in the losers bracket.
They did play really well. Like we said, this could have been a 3-0 Str8 Rippin win. Now taking a look at the stats, Chig with 14 and 5. Big numbers from him once again. All players on the Denial side going positive by quite a bit, and 10 assists out of Mikwin. So, you know, when you see the assist category pretty low, that means one of two things. Either the team wasn't shooting together or it was a pretty fast game. This case, it was the latter. Denial wins that game pretty easily. They win that game 3-0, and they also win the series 3-1.
One thing I have to say, too, is, you know, you could definitely tell that that King of the Hill loss really impacted Str8 Rippin.
Yeah.
You know, they really needed that kind of boost up, and at the start it looked like that was going to be the case, right? But Denial, they just, again, they have this uncanny ability to just continue to just put pressure on you, and you don't even know what's happening. It's like you kind of just lose track of everything.
I mean, yeah, it's even sometimes us in the caster booth, when we have all 8 points of view up here, it's difficult to see just how fast they're playing as they're moving across the map, and keeping up with their action here in the booth is sometimes difficult as well. So you can imagine how difficult it is for a team that's playing against them.
Yeah, for sure, man. But of course, congratulations to Denial as they move on to the next round to face off against the winner of Counterlogic Gaming and Elevate. But before we get into that, we have Clutch down on the floor with a member of Denial. Clutch, what's going on, buddy?
A lot's going on, Golden Boy. Mikwin, congratulations on that win. Quite a push, quite a blitz on Shrine for Capture the Flag. What kind of planning went into that type of strategy?
Right before that series, I said to my team, we need to hit our stride. I knew that we were capable of much more. Str8's a great team, but I knew that just how strong we can be in every game type. So I looked at my team, I said, let's hit our stride this game, and we 100% did.
Definitely didn't you set the pace for that last match, and hopefully for the rest of your tournament scene here at PAX East. Overall, your online play, you had 4th place, 9th through 12th place, 1st place, and 5th place. Quite an up and down series when it came to your performance online. But are you proud of the statement and the performance that you have on the stage today?
Absolutely. I think that we're a type of fire team. If we catch fire, we win. Obviously, we're a little bit on the emotional side sometimes, so it just kind of depends. But the consistency is there. We just need to grab the power.
All right, well, you grabbed the power for the first matchup, but hopefully throughout the winners bracket, we'll see more of that. Let us know if you're cheering on Denial Esports on social media, #HCS. Also, check out the raffle, esl.gg/HCS finals. Plenty of great prizes, some Astro headsets, some awesome gear for Halo t-shirts, some hoodies. Maybe Mikwin's got a couple stuff you'd like to give out. Maybe he'll sign a couple things. We'll see. I'll egg him on and see if he can do it. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, it's going to be CLG versus Elevate. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned.